Okay, friends, I am going to work on my Sophie's Universe, which I pulled out 4 rounds this morning because I discovered that the YouTube tutorial compared to the written instructions are totally different. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm just going to be on real quick, but now I realize I can't look at the pattern because I'm using my phone. So let me grab my tablet. Tell you, professional, 1000%. There's always something. I think I'm going to use this bright yellow too. I discovered this in my stash. So I'm going to use this bright yellow. Whoop. But I think my next color is going to be this green. So I'm going to go to the website, look what I made, and then I am going to look at the written pattern. I've been trying to be better about using my tablet. I actually was on there the other night just writing some stuff because I think I'm going to try to do some gig work with writing. I have, okay, let me look this up. I actually have been published in an online travel magazine. Unfortunately, that travel magazine is no longer because the founder, creator, sold it, and then eventually it was disbanded. But I did find that the articles are on another web page. Actually, let me find that real quick. I don't know how to open multiple tabs on my tablet. I guess you just keep clicking on Chrome. I don't know. Let me see. And then I never know which side is right side up. Okay, this is it. Oh my gosh. What in the holy hell? I think it is Phoenix Hayes. Let me just look her up real quick. Phoenix Hayes. Okay, I don't want music. I want Phoenix's website. Phoenix Hayes. Oh, I think that's her name. Okay, this obviously has nothing to do with crochet, but you know what? The Commoner. Online travel magazine. Okay, let's see if we can find it. Okay, phoenixhayes.org. So what they did is move their stuff to a different website. And then if you look here, U.S. destinations, California. And then it will load my articles. This one is mine. See my name? Boom. This one is mine, and this one is mine. Pretty cool, huh? See that? So that's that. Anyways, so this was really cool. Nathan Hayes and Phoenix Hayes were the founders of The Commoner. It was an online travel magazine, and I found I think it was something like Call to Artists or request for submission. So it was all voluntary, and it was not a paid thing, but you submit your articles and then they decide if they're going to be published or not. So I had the opportunity to have three articles published, and now I totally forgot why I was getting my tablet out, which was to look for Sophie's Universe. Universe. By the time I find it, I'll be like, okay, I gotta leave. Okay, so this is going to show part 1, but I am going to go to crochet. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that heart. I don't even know if she has a pattern for that on here or what. Okay. This is where it starts, people. Because we all know what happens. Okay, Sophie's Universe, information and links. Okay, let's go to that. So I am about right here where these clusters are. I know. Yeah, Angelina, I think I am, because I think that's something I can do on the side. I wrote, and I have to figure out where to post it. I wrote an article about a walking tour my sister and my cousin and I took. I need to refine that and then figure out where to post it, or see if there's like some place that solicits for gig work or submissions or whatever. I don't know what to even call it. I see people that say they write ebooks all the time and they make money that way. I'm sure it's not like a shit ton of money, but okay, where is this? I don't want this video tutorial because that's what got me in trouble the first time. Okay, have you seen those micro versions? Holy macaroni. Okay, so I think I'm on round 22. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Yes, the cluster. Okay, so I'm just going to put this to the side, and then that will just help me know where my clusters are going to be. So what I have to do is get a bigger table. No. What I have to do is I look at the photos, and then I have to convert it because she's traveling from right to left, but I am left-handed, so I'm traveling left to right. And what happened? So I have to translate it so that I'm going in the right direction for me. Okay, so that's the wrong, right here. So she's starting here and going left, and I'll be starting here and going right. So I will need to start at the other, little V thing. Okay, so I got my greeny. And I did read reviews on the video tutorial for this. And the reviews, of course, after I did like 5-6 rounds, they're like, well, be careful because she gives the wrong directions. So then I'm like, oh, okay, that's amazing. I love it. Okay, what am I going to do here? I'm going to use a standing double crochet. Start right here. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What did I do wrong? Now you're going to say, it's obvious. It's not the video tutorial that's the problem. It's the person watching it. Because I can't even do a standing double crochet. Okay, so then it says make 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Okay, hold on a second here. Standing double crochet, and then a double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 in the next stitch. Okay, gotta love a double crochet. Okay, so 1, 2. This site is called Look What I Made. And if you Google Sophie's Universe, it will usually bring up that website. And I'll show you. So it's a really short segment too. Oh my gosh, let me move my water bottle, my water cup. So see how it has round 21 right here, and it's literally this little segment. And then the part where I usually get mixed up is I forget. See the asterisk? And then the ending asterisk? And then right here where it says repeat from asterisk to asterisk 11 more times. So between this asterisk and that asterisk, you're doing the exact same 11 times. And when you're done with the 11, you should be back to the beginning. So I do that. Let me make sure. Yeah, because this is the cluster. I do that, and then I'll count my stitches. So see how it says stitch count? 132 stitches and 48 chain 2 spaces. So the actual stitch count is a lot higher than 132 because that would mean, well, what I'm talking about is the top of the stitch. So if you were counting these, you would have 2 in each of the 48 chain 2s. So then you would have, you know, like if you're counting by that rather than just the double crochets and then the spaces separately. Okay, so the first direction it's giving is do your standing double crochet. So I did that. And then it says double crochet in the next stitch. And then starting at the asterisk, it says make 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So this was the attach the color double crochet. This was the additional double crochet. And then now here's the 2. And then double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay. 1. And then the last round that I did, I paid attention and it counted and I was very specific, so I should have the exact correct amount of stitches here. The last double crochet should fall in the double crochet after the front post DTR, which is a I don't know why they put DTR, honestly. It's a triple crochet. Okay, so then that helps you with your placement, and then it says chain 2 and make a cluster 3 times. So 1, 2, and then the cluster is going to be only doing your double crochet like halfway. And then you're going to end up with loops left. See that? Wait a minute, what did I do wrong? Did something wrong because I didn't do a double crochet. Okay, so then, nope, I did something wrong still. Because before you finish your cluster, you should have 4 loops. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So see how you're just doing that one first step of the double crochet, then you're going to pull it through and you'll have the cluster. Now, if you know what a cluster is, no worries. If you don't, there's a hot link right here. So you click that and it'll tell you how to make a cluster. The same with the popcorn stitch. Okay, there we go. So then we're going to chain 2 and do another cluster because the directions said chain 2 and make a cluster and do it 3 times. And then these should all fit within this V, which you can see my V is kind of funky because this round was my corrective round. Actually, no, the corrective round was this teal one, I believe. Okay, so then we're going to pull it all the way through, all 4, chain 2, and 1 more cluster. Okay, then we have our 4 loops, and then pull it all the way through. Okay, so, and then chain 2. Now I'm going to go back to my pattern and then see what it says. Now also it's going to tell you on this pattern to look at the photos. Chain 2 and make a cluster 3 times, photos 2 and 3. So see photo 2 and photo 3, then it's showing you that cluster. Oh, okay, double, triple, but to me that doesn't make sense, because if you're doubling a triple, to me that's 6, and you're not going to have 6, right? So are they telling you, because I totally know how to do a triple or treble or whatever you want to call it. This is, I'm using a bunch of different ones, but they're like the Red Heart Super Saver, the Craft Smart, and they're all size 4. This green one is Big Twist, which this one is awesome. I don't know if you can see it, but my eyes kind of see a little bit of a black hue to it. It's just the way the light is refracting, I think. But this is the Big Twist Value. Yeah, they should call it a quad. You know what? I'm going to tell the Real Crochet Guy to get on that. He is the expert. Okay, so next, after we do our 3, chain 2 and double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then that will be the end of the repeat. 1, and this stitch looks weird because that's where I had my ending on the other round. 2, 3. Okay, and now it says what? Oh, back to the repeat. So 2 double crochets in the next. 1, 2, and then double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you should be able to look back and see that this is the same as the first repeat, which on prior rounds before I did my correction, it was not looking so good. I had random 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. It was not pretty. Okay, so let's take a look. So this is the start, and you have 1, 2, and 2 in 1, and then 1, 2, 3, cluster, cluster, cluster. So let's look. This beginning part, we just did the repeat again. So you can see 1, 2, and then 2 in 1, and then 3, and the placement is after that triple. So it's looking good. And then it should be that we're doing the cluster again. Yes. Chain 2 and make a cluster. 1, 2. And then remember, this is like you're doing half of the double crochet. But it's not a half double crochet because you're leaving it hanging. You're not finishing it off. Oops. This is called the Oops Live because I will oops plenty of times. Okay, there's that. You have to fight against your muscle memory and not pull it through until it's time. Okay, so there you have 3 or 4 loops. Pull it through all, chain 2, then the next cluster. Okay, you have 4. And I try to pull them together so that I don't end up with this long old chain stitch. Sometimes I end up, oh, I need to chain 2. Did I chain 2 there? One, yeah. Okay. Sometimes if I pull the yarn too much, I end up with this long old stitch hanging out there, and it's like, God, that looks like trash. Okay, then we have 4. 1, 2. Check our clusters. So we have the 3 clusters. Okay, and then chain 2 and double crochet in the next 3 stitches. You got it. 1, 2. See, this is a perfect example. See how long that is? Because I don't pay attention and it gets pulled. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then what? Back to the repeat. So then 2 double crochets in the next one. 1. Oops. 2, 3, and then we're at the other side of that triple. Yeah, loose stitch. Yeah, so you can kind of gauge which, so let's say you have a big pile of scrap yarn and you have like a really small piece and you're like, oh, I'll just start my Sophies with that. So then as you get farther out, I wonder if there's a way to measure how much yarn you use. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen at fabric stores, they have, I think they mostly use it for the canvas or upholstery type fabrics. They have a thing, and they used to use it on it back in the olden days. They used to use it on all of them where they have a measure thing and there's a wheel in there. They push the fabric in there and then they pull it and it it measures. So how cool would that be if there was something like that, that when you start the round, you put, and feel free to invent this. I don't have it patented yet. You put the yarn in that counter and you say, okay, well, I have like 6 inches of spare. And then as you crochet, it counts the yarn, how much yarn you use. My God, I am full of them. I'm full of great ideas. It's a curse of being left-handed, right? Right, Angelina? Are you left-handed or right-handed? I might still talk to you. It might be just the Cancer in me. Okay, so I'm back at the repeat, and then I'm going to do 2 double crochets. No, wait a minute. What am I doing? I think I'm at the cluster. Almost. Yes, cluster. Okay, so chain 2. And then, anyway, so as you go out from the middle, you're going to use a little more yarn, a little more yarn, a little more yarn. But even in that, there are some stitches that will take more yarn and some stitches that will take less yarn. See, this is basically a chain around, so it's going to be less yarn. And this is a lot of triple crochet, so that's going to be more, less, less, more, less. less. See what I mean? And then these little popcorn nubs. Thank you. Okay, so cluster, and I see that? I messed it up. Okay. My dog was shivering, so I put his pajamas on him. He looks so cute. He doesn't love them, though. Okay. Yeah, my dog, he got a haircut. Well, I gave him a haircut about a week ago. And he gets a little sensitive to temperatures. So he needed his sweater. He's so cute. I swear he has like a little mental issue. But he's so adorable. All right. Have a good one. See you later, Angelina. Okay, so I did chain 2. And then one. Let me check what I do after this. The clusters. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here we go. All right. Perfect. It looks like we are lined up very nicely. And then there are some people that make Sophie's universe with all one color, or you could pick just 4 colors and buy specific ones just for that, 2 colors, whatever. I'm just using, I always do this. I'm just using scrap yarn. Then I go and buy more yarn. So this yarn I had picked for another project. This I had for another project. This I had for another project. This I bought for Sophie's. This was another project. This was another project. Another project. Another project. Sophie's. Another project. Another project. Another project. Another project. So some of them are new. Some of them are old. Not old, but previously used. Hey, Debbie. How are you doing? Still working on Sophie's. I tore some out this morning because my round was all messed up. My stitch count was all messed up. Because the YouTube video compared to the written pattern, I feel like it's 2 different things. And that really messed me up. Okay. So where am I? I did the clusters. Chain 2. Double crochet 1, 2, 3. 2. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to be on the cluster. Ooh, nice. Is your weather nice right now, Debbie? We had a little rain this morning. It was nice. It's definitely cooled off a lot. Do you bring your crocheting outside with you? I do that sometimes, not very often, because what happens is my dog will start acting up or whatever, and then I have to put her in the house, and then I go in the house. And I should just bring a crate out there for her, put her in her crate. Oh, no, you're not ignorant. Sophie's Universe is a pattern, and I just learned about it this year. So what it is this pattern, and if you Google it, you'll be able to find the pattern as well. And so each person that works it up uses whichever colors they want. And I believe there's names for each segment of the universe. So one part is garden, one is, I don't even know what, but so there's 100 and something rounds, but you can stop wherever you like. And some people stop and then kind of ad lib and make it into a bigger circle, or they stop at the round when it starts to be squared off. But the stitches are not complex. It's just the way that they're executed that make them create these other effects, like the popcorn or the clusters, like what I'm working on now, or I call these the V's, and these are just elevated trebles that connect from one row down to the other row. For example, the first one appears here with the white, so you're doing a treble, and then you're going down in a front post only and connecting to this row, and then you do a couple more of the double crochets, and then you treble down again, and then that creates the start of the V effect. And yeah, so that's Sophie's Universe. Oh, okay, Debbie, that sounds nice. Okay, did I do chain 2? I think I did. I'll try it again. But I've been crocheting for a long time, and I had never heard of Sophie's Universe. And then I started seeing these beautiful creations, and I thought, wow, those look really similar. Well, then when I started reading the captions, I started to notice that they were similar because they were Sophie's Universe. So some people make it with all one color. Some people make it with only 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors. I opted to go ahead and change colors with each round. But you can also pick a theme, like if you wanted to do it in red, white, and blue, or team colors, or something like that. Oh, thank you so much, Snickers. Okay, so this has the 3 clusters, and then I'm going to do the double crochet. Let's see. I got the chain 2, double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 in 1. And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can tell this one is doing much better. Debbie, I had my stitches all wonky. So I had too many stitches in some. I saw I had too many or not enough stitches in another, meaning in the different sections. So I would go to do the repeat, and one section would have 4 stitches for me to work into, and the other one would have 6. And I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. Because if you have too few or something, you can sometimes compensate, but when you're trying to build on the pattern from the prior round, it doesn't work very well. Okay, and then now we're going to do the cluster again. And then we're going to do 2 more clusters. Take your shoes. And then Yeah, I can Venmo you, but I don't have any cash. Uh-huh. Kids, telling you, be a millionaire if I didn't have to fund all this stuff. Oops. I see your comment, Debbie. Let me read it in a second. Okay. Oh, yeah. I was thinking I was going to read it and it would say that there's a ruler for me to measure it, but the measuring isn't the problem. But yeah, that's funny. You set up the ruler next to where you're working and it's automated. So when you count, then if your count is off, it'll activate and hit you. That's funny. Okay, so I did my clusters and then double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then I think double crochet 2 in the next stitch. Alrighty. And then 1, 2, 3. So if you're just joining, this is called Sophie's Universe. This is a pattern I became acquainted with just this year. And you can work it any way you like. You can use all different colors. You can create a theme. You can use colors in the same family. If you wanted to make it blue, but many different shades, you can use 1 color, 2 colors. I'm using a different color on each round. At some point, it probably will repeat, but I haven't repeated yet. The next color I use is going to be this bright yellow. And then I think I'm getting down to where I might need to repeat. We'll see. All right, so now I think I'm ready for my cluster again. And this pattern is widely available on the internet for free. There is a tutorial on YouTube, but I will caution that that has a few mistakes. So I am using the written pattern. And again, you can find that. The website I'm on is called lookatwhatimade.net. So if you learn better with a video, but you wanted to make sure the accuracy of the video, just use the 2 platforms in tandem. You can watch the video and then refer to the written pattern so you can see what the presenter is doing, but you can make sure that you're getting the accurate stitch count by looking at the photos and reading the directions of the written pattern. Oops. Wait, let me look at this. 1, 2, oh, I already got my 3. Okay. So yes, this is going to be a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay. And 2. And then 3, and then it should be the cluster again. Thank you for the likes. Feel free to give me a follow. I try to put a little bit of new content every day. If not, then I'll flood you with new stuff after. Okay, now we're going to do our cluster. So, just so you know, there are a lot of free patterns out there. So if you're, okay, I did not do a chain 2 right here, so I need to go back. If you're a beginner and you want to figure out if this is something you're going to like, get some inexpensive yarn. Usually a standard hook will be an H or an I, and try it out. Use a free pattern. I'm distracting myself. There, okay, have a good day. There should be skill levels on the patterns. And if you look at the yarn, when you buy the yarn, it should have information on there. Let's see. This one says MS. What the heck is that? I know I got this at Michael's. Oh, pattern included. This one has a pattern printed on the inside of the label. I believe if you get one of their other yarns, you'll see where it says free. I don't know if this is specifically a Michael's product. Craft Smart. But every yarn will have free patterns. Should say on here. Oh, Yarnspirations. Free patterns, Yarnspirations. You go on there, you're going to find hundreds. You're going to find so many free patterns, no way you could work them all up. But that way you save a little money until you get into the groove and figure out if you like it or not. But you can search by your skill level. You can search by what type of pattern you want to do. Do you want to do a scarf? Do you want to do a hat? Make sure you pick something beginner or easy so you don't get frustrated and give up. I mean, if you learn how to read the abbreviations, you could even do Sophie's Universe, because it's all about counting and reading and doing the correct stitches. It is not difficult. It's just a matter of paying attention, counting, concentrating. Oh yeah, Debbie, I have it in my on my list for Amazon. I know, a lot of good it does me sitting on the list. Okay, so we're a little more than halfway, but I'll show you for this round a little more than halfway, but you'll see these are the double crochets and here are the clusters, and so that's just a repeat all the way around. The clusters and the double crochets. Now I had used this yarn for something else. I think I made a swatch test, gauge swatch. So I had it just wound around my skein. Okay. Okay, so I did my clusters, I did my chain 2, and now I am going to three double crochets. And if I'm just working on this and not talking, I can move along a little faster and remember what the repeat is, but since I'm kind of giving you guys a little more information, you also have the option of using the same color round to round. You can look at what the pattern is going to be looking like, and then you can decide if you want to change colors or use the same color on 2 or 3 rounds. Okay, now we're going to be back to the cluster. So chain 2, and then work half of the double crochet. Work half. So I tell you, but then I don't do it. Okay, let's see. What did I do wrong? Okay. So you should have 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then you're going to pull it together for your cluster. Now don't forget, techniques that you learn while making this blanket, you can apply to other blankets. You could do the cluster, you could do the popcorn stitch, and then, you know, freestyle on your own blanket. And when somebody sees that blanket at your house and they say, wow, where did you get that? And you tell them, well, I made it. I learned how to crochet and I made myself a blanket. They will be amazed at how amazing you are. Okay, so there's the 3 clusters. And then I'm going to do the 3 double crochets. Oh, here's a story for you. So I went to Joann's to get some yarn. Let me just double check this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So I went to Joann's to get some yarn. I got everything I needed, and I was excited to use my coupons, and I also had some stuff that was on sale. So I'm chatting away with the cashier, showing my coupons, having him scan them, scanning the barcode for the rewards, but then noticed that the coupons didn't work. And then he's like, oh no, I'm sorry, the coupons, it must be because the stuff is on sale or something. I said, okay. So then I look down and I'm going to put my card in, and I look, I'm like, oh, I must have put my card in already, but I didn't even remember doing that. So I thought, man, what is wrong? I need to concentrate. So he checks the coupons again, tries to scan them. They didn't work, but then, okay, I forgot my chain 2. Then I try to do my pin, and my pin wouldn't work. Like, what the heck is going on? So I said, you know, I think I put my card in too quickly. Let me take it out and try it again. Okay, sure. So I do that. Let me close my door. My dog's going to bark. Remy, 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 get down. It's just a letter carrier. It's okay. So I take my card out, I put it back in, and the pin still didn't work. And I'm like, what the heck? He says, well, do you have another form of payment? I said, yeah, no problem. I said, well, that's really weird. And then he says, oh, well, you could run it as credit. I said, oh, that's a good idea. So then I said, yeah, just run it as credit. So he showed me how to do that. So we do that, and then I'm leaving the store. So while I'm leaving the store, I have the basket and I am opening my purse to put my card away. And as I reach for my wallet, I'm like, wait a minute. What is this card? Because in my wallet was my card. The card I used was someone else's card that they had left in the machine. I was like, oh crap, now what do I do? So I went to the car, I put the stuff in the car, and I took my receipt, and I went back in the store, and I went to the cashier. I said, hey, you know, I figured out why my PIN didn't work, and the coupons will not work if your card isn't the one that is being used for the transaction. So he was able to reverse that purchase, re-ring it using the receipt, so I didn't have to bring all the stuff in from the car. And then the discounts applied, and I saved like $25. But isn't that crazy? The lady just left the card in the machine, so then when I returned it to the store, he said he'll give it to his manager to lock up. I mean, hopefully that person, and it's crazy that we both had the same kind of card from the same financial institution. So that was why I didn't notice until I was going to go put it away in my wallet and my card was already there. Weird. But imagine she's going to look at her transactions and she's going to say, oh my God, somebody bought $107 worth of stuff at Joann and then they returned it. Wait, what? Oh yeah, they never check credit cards over here. Never. Literally never. So I don't even put that on the cashier. Because it wasn't a credit card, it was a debit card. And so they expect you're going to put your PIN number in, but either way, they never ever ever check ID. But they'll card you if you're 95 and you're trying to buy alcohol. I think they figure if you know your PIN, then you're good. But when the PIN wasn't working, and I'm over here thinking, oh my God, did somebody commit fraud on my card? Because usually that financial institution, it's a local credit union. They're good about identifying transactions that are out of the ordinary. Like if we're on vacation and stuff, I usually let them know what area we're visiting so that they can make note and not block the card. Yeah, they never, ever, ever, nobody, not the grocery store, not Walmart, not Joann, Michaels, nobody checks ID. Another thing, even if you, like people can skim your card and get your information and make fake cards. So, okay. One, okay, two here. Yeah, so, I mean, I was glad it was me and not somebody dishonest. Debbie, that's awesome. I love it. So probably 15 years ago is when they started carding whoever's over 40 or whoever appears to be under 40 but honestly, I think that the cashiers get so traumatized by their bosses to make sure that they check for ID that they just ask for it for everybody and they even scan it with the little barcode scanner that they use to ring up the groceries or whatever. I think they just ask everybody. But when it first started and the kid, he probably was 10 years younger than me, he asked, oh, may I see your ID? Because I was buying wine or beer or whatever. I said, yeah, sure. Sure. But I told him, I said, oh, that's adorable. Yeah, here's my ID. Because at that time, I think it was 50. No, maybe I was closer to 40. But even as time goes by and I get older, I'm obviously not barely 21. So, but they do have that crazy cutoff of anybody that looks like they might be under 40, we're going to card you. I don't mind. I mean, I usually have my ID, and if for some reason I don't, then maybe I'm too senile. I don't need alcohol. Okay, what? Oh no, that's good. Yeah, they do it for medication too, because there's certain medications that druggies can make their crack with. So one time it was getting to be like cold and flu season when my kids were a lot younger. So I was going to stock up. I wanted to just have the basic pain reliever, decongestant, stuff like that. So I bought, I think, a bottle of each. But then they said, no, you're not allowed to because you might be making drugs. I'm like, okay. So they card you to make sure you're over 18 to buy it, but then they also restrict how much you can buy. I mean, I get it. I just went back it wasn't anything urgent, and I just went back the next day or something. Because you don't want to be having a sick kid and you don't have Tylenol or something, Oops. Okay, so when you're doing the cluster, do not finish the double crochet. And I'm going to be done with this round, and I'm going to be done with my live. All right, and there we go. Okay, I just need one double crochet in that last stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch connect right here. Chain a bit, and then usually on these I'm going to just tie the ends together and then trim it. And that is not the crochet police sanctioned way to finish it off, but I'm just going to do it that way. All right, so let me show you. This is what we have. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we have finished 21 rounds of Sophie's Universe. And the next round looks like it will be the triple that connects these at the top of the V. So I think this bright yellow is going to be the perfect choice. And of course I pulled out a bunch of the green, so now I have to wind it around the skein again. Alrighty, so thanks for watching me work on my Sophie's Universe. If you are interested in, oh good Debbie, now I have a goal. If you are interested in working on Sophie's Universe, you can look at the website. What is it called? Look at whatimade.net, and it will have several rounds, and in each round there is, in each, what is it called, Debbie? Section? Let me go back to the beginning. Part. So there's part 1, 2, 3, 4, and in each part there are a certain number of rounds. So this particular one, I believe, is 16 through 25. And you can see that the website even provides you a list of colors. If you want yours to look like theirs, you can follow the colors that they've suggested, and then you can see on 23, 24, and 25, they're using the same color. And then they're talking about which brand is that color name. So let's say you want to have the same color change, but you don't have those brands. So you're going to go ahead. Oh, so see, they talk about, or they show what it looks like. But if you want to have the same color change, then you can use a brand that you know and use the colors that you like. So then maybe you're going to have canary, pink, another pink, and then have these three the same color. I'm trying to explain, but I don't think it's coming across right. So let's say you have blue, light pink, pink, fuchsia, green, light green, turquoise, light turquoise, light turquoise, light turquoise. Then the effect will be the same, but with different colors. Let me see if this will enlarge. Anyway, so each part has a certain number of rounds. And the total rounds for the whole blanket is 105, 109, but you can stop wherever you want. Some people make it using crochet thread. Some use it using a lighter weight yarn, or make it using a lighter weight yarn. These are all 4-weight yarn. And then you could use it for a table cover, a doily, you know, whatever you want. It does eventually square off. So it's very, very in sock yarn. Sweet. Yes, Debbie, parts and rows. So Momster Mash, do you still have the Sophie, and are you going to finish it? And you know what? Now you give me an idea, because I actually love sock yarn. It's so pretty, but I have no desire whatsoever to make socks. So now you give me an idea. I'm going to screenshot that because okay, there you go. That's I might need to go to Hobby Lobby and get sock yarn. I am going to be starting a new job November 14th, so I'm kind of bummed because I'm going to be distracted from my crochet. But, you know, got to pay the bills. Oh, you probably won't finish it. Oh, no. Well, here's an idea. Whatever size it is, you could use it for a table cover. Oh, you know what else you could do? Attach it to a hoop. I have my hoop here somewhere. And use it as a wall hanging. You could do like a mandala and attach it to a hoop and do it as a wall hanging. You could crochet it onto the hoop. I don't know how to do that because I haven't done that yet. Okay, so my next color is going to be yellow, but I am going to go ahead and end the live right now. And thank you so much, all of you. Thank you for anybody that's new. Feel free to give me a follow. We've got 2.3 likes, and I didn't have to beg. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so that way you have it finished. It looks like that's the size you exactly intended it to be. But if you needed to make 1 or 2 more rows for the certain size of hoop, then that's a less daunting task. And give it to someone for Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas. Oh, and I see your profile pic. I like your cowl. Or is it a hooded scarf? I like that. That's nice. All right. Well, hopefully you guys are all following me. I might be back on live later, but I'm going to see how many rounds I can do. Yeah, no problem. I love that cowl. So pretty. I think I have that pattern too, and I wanted to try it out. So right now I just have a fetish of buying yarn. So I'm going to try to catch up to Debbie while I am off of live and see what happens. All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a great night. In case I don't see you again here later, Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. And I will see you soon.